Everyone, then the stream is back up. I thought we could just start off, have a bit of a chat. It's only a chilled one tonight, isn't it? So yeah, no need to wait a while. Everyone get into the live chat. We'll go through the quali order when we get back on to the grid, just so those that can't be bothered to sit through quali don't have to, which is of course fair enough. I'll go back and title the different ones, quali and race, just so people don't get mixed up. Of course, obviously the short one will be quali and blah 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 blah. But Jack Willis, that's unfortunate for you, mate. Me and Willis we had sore backs after Sunday, didn't we, Willis? If he's even still here, he's probably commented no and then left. That's a very Willis thing to do, isn't it? Of course it is. It's Willis, Jack Willis, the man, the myth, the legend, the Junior League champion from Car Track Kramer. I repeat, all Bluey's fault, indeed. Easy, just pin the blame on Bluey. Smooth as you like it. Sorted then. Don't need to worry about anything else as long as you know it's Bluey's fault. Oh, there we go. We've got an invite. In we come. We've got some people piling in now. Good to have you in. Is the lobby going to load? Am I going to get blonked in? Can I get blonked in? Is that loud? Come on. I did press join. There we go. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Do you fancy a cup of tea? Merry Christmas to you too, Sonic. Wish you a very good holidays. I thankfully get a nice 3 weeks off school compared to the usual 2 weeks that some people will get. Lovely 3 weeks. Actually 3 weeks in a day. So beautiful stuff. Plenty of rest. Get to chill out. I'm just trying to sleep my way to Christmas, to be honest. Try and watch films. Go through some Marvel ones. If you haven't seen the new Spider-Man, definitely go and do it. Beautiful film. Won't spoil it. And no one else spoil it. Yeah, beautiful film. And yeah, slept quite a lot. Speeds the time up, doesn't it? You get to Christmas quicker if you sleep there. Hello Scott and Kian as well. To the pair of you for joining back. I'll have a week off in the first week of January. Hope to get on the grid then. Is Father Christmas Santa? Yes. Yes. Father Christmas is Santa, yeah. Surprised more people... Is Father Christmas just a British thing then? Is sort of Santa the Americanized version? Because it's sort of mix and match here. Some call it Father Christmas, some call it Santa. I've mixed between the two. I've never called him Santa Claus though. Like, not casually anyway. It's always Santa or Father Christmas. Yeah, of course I do. Oh, shut up, Tyler. In Germany we have the Christ's Child. Interesting. Nice to have you in though, Tyler. Someone who's not typically into Formula 1, coming in to tune in. Which is lovely. Lovely jubbly. Oh, I need to eat my advent calendar as well. I haven't done that for a few days. So, got a nice bit of chocolate to look forward to. Of course, obviously, if you are watching post-race and you're not here live, you are more than welcome to skip to the start of the race. This is a long bit of filler. I probably shouldn't have started the stream so early, but it feels nice to just have a bit of chit chat while we wait, and then we can get going while we wait for everyone to get in. Don't forget, it is Dabbler's last race, so got to give him a beautiful send off tonight. Ah, well, what can I say? What can I say? Yeah, clearly blew his fault at speed, 100%. Yeah, do make sure to like the stream up as well. It does help a lot. I can see 3 of you have done that already. I think we've got 17 in. I think that's everyone, isn't it? I'll check the Discord, see if we're waiting for everyone. Waiting for Bumblebee. Is Bumblebee in? And of course, obviously the top 10 start on their quali tyres. Those outside still get the free choice. $11 down, free tyre choice. Here we go then, we're getting ourselves ready finally for lights out here in Jeddah. I mean, it's lights on because it's going to be a nighttime race. Welcome back. Why would you open your presents on the 24th? Why would you do that? It's Christmas Eve, not Christmas Day. Like, I'd get maybe opening 1 or 2. But not your whole presents on the 24th. What's the point in the 25th? Santa doesn't come until the you know, Christmas Eve. You go to sleep, you're all excited. You wake up, go down, do your stocking. It's usual in Middle Europe, yeah. Just doesn't make sense to me. Predictions on the winners. I reckon Ghost is going to take it, but you know, Taravillo and who else was it up there? I think it was Bumblebee as well. Welcome in, everyone. Yeah. Ooh, Rick could be a shout. He's definitely got some good race pace. If he can get a good launch, I think he could certainly do well. You don't do stockings either. Wow. You poor things. But yeah, under the lights then, 25 laps. He is fast. Certainly is. He's one to watch. I haven't seen him beforehand. Welcome back to the dog. Very loud, as always. I don't know why. Absolutely no reason for him to be that loud. Bloody annoying, I tell ya. Squeaky Door hasn't made a return because, you know, people don't come in when they hear me commentating, thankfully. Which is very, very lovely of them. He's still going. What is he barking at? Absolutely no clue whatsoever. We get the formation lap then. We'll go through the grid order once more, just to clarify everything and make sure those who didn't watch qualifying get the full picture as to where people are as we go green for the formation lap. It is Ghost on at pole position. The top 3 were separated by just 85 thousandths of a second. It's Bumblebee that joins him on the front row. Taravillo, one to look out for by many of those in the chat. He starts from P3 with Pals rounding off the second row. Rick, the Flying Dutchman, in P5 with Sumo P6. Kington in 7th with Eat My Dust in P8. Tinox P9 with MX rounding off the top 10. Davila for his final race will start in P11. He gets the free tyre choice. Fresh soft compound tyres for his lovely livery. Very green, bit of red, bit of yellow. Not very metallic, so bit just sort of blocky, but still does the job. Tieran P12 with Hartman P13. The lone American on the grid with the youngster of TTV Max in P14. Wumax, the best livery on the grid by a country mile, will start 15th. With QB 16th and Lifebout rounds off the grid for our final race of 2021 in 17th. We have Santa Claus coming on December 6th. That's when we put boots outside the door, waiting for Santa to fill them with sweets. That is, yeah, that's pretty cool. It's cool how like different countries and different sort of cultures have interpreted the whole Christmas holiday thing. It's cool, very cool. Lap 25. Oh, not lap 25. 25 laps. Soft to medium or soft to hard. Probably going to go for the more soft to medium approach. And yeah, rounding off a lap very soon. Right, Ghost towards the final corner, getting those final preps up, warming those soft tyres up making sure he can get that optimal run to the first couple of corners. He needs a good run, because if Bumblebee sticks a nose in, you know full well, champion to champion, they're not going to give an inch. They know what they're doing when it comes to wheel action. And with limited passing opportunities, very fast and flowing, that dirty air really going to affect the tyres. You've got to be careful with how close you follow, especially because if you can't see there's a lot of blind apexes, especially when you're behind another car. You've got to be on your toes. You make one mistake, you turn in a bit too early, around you go, and you are well and truly gone. I tell you that. But here we go then. Second time's the charm in terms of getting to the lights on time. Ghost will pull to the right hand side. He lines up on pole. Bumblebee 9 meters back in terms of the grid slot. He's got the inside run. If he can get a good launch and stick his nose in and claim the apex, definitely got a good chance of taking the lead. And Taravillo, if he can just spectate, get a switchback maybe on the pair of them, we'll have to wait and find out. The 5 red lights very soon while we wait for the green flag at the back of the grid. 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 red lights. The final race of 2021. It's lights out and away we ho. Ghost gets a good start from pole position. Bumblebee though already alongside him in towards turn 1. Gives him the squeeze. Backs out of it though, so Ghost retains the lead. Bumblebee trying to stick his nose in around the outside of turn 2. Going to stick it up the inside of turn 3. AP up into P3. Rick P4. Taravillo has had an absolute shocker of a start as he's fighting with MX for P number 7. And has to concede it to the Canadian as he falls from P3 to P7. If he's going to win this race, he certainly has his work cut out for him if he wants to fight back. But Ghost comfortably leads 8 tenths. Had to try it. AP eyeing up a move for P2 in towards the bank corner, looking for the 50 board. Just has to maximise that exit. Stay as close as he can to Bumblebee, but Ghost already outside that 1 second range. And when we come to lap 3, when the DRS is enabled, we're going to see a lot of trains start to form. A lot of the slipstream, the ERS. It's just about ERS management. Very thirsty track is Jeddah. Sumo giving us absolute everything. Bit of a wall tap as he chased after the Dutchman. But a good start indeed. Where's Davila on his final race? He's all the way at the back of the grid. He spun. No! Davila. Hopefully he can get back on his feet and get himself back towards the front of the grid. And same for Taravillo, because yeah, his pace definitely matching the top 2. Ghost made a bit of a mistake though. Bumblebee's really caught up onto the back of him. We've missed the fight at the front because we checked in with Davila. 3 attempts between the two then. Bumblebee, he knows how quick Ghost is. He knows how much he needs to maximise those middle and final sectors where he seems to be quicker. 4 attempts, Ghost not having the benefit of the slipstream. Down the pitch straight towards turn 1. Ghost leads from the first lap. Bumblebee in second. Pouse rounds off the podium with Rick and Sumo the top 5. MX P6 trying to eye up and move on Sumo. Very close under brakes. These two definitely have come to blows over their times together in APPF1. If that's not going to be the case today, MX eyeing up a move. Sumo goes defensive to the middle of the track, very comfortably parks it off, but goes in a bit deep. MX getting a bit squirrely as well. That's the thing with Jeddah. Someone makes a mistake in front of you. MX looking to the inside again, having to cut the circuit, and that's the thing. There's just no space around here. Limited runoff, and the barrier's very much not far away either. So you've really got to be on your toes. MX eyeing a move to the inside, maybe the bank corner. Very different lines you can go for here. You can see Taravillo looking to the inside, just trying to get on the inside, then claim the corner and then maximise that exit. But MX, you can see that launch looking to the inside, doesn't really know where to go, looking under brakes. But again, that rear wing, the rear of his car is all over the place, really, isn't it? Sumo still got a lot of pressure. 1.6 now the gap to Rick, and you can see Taravillo trying to get through. They're side by side as they go through the fast S section. Just an absolute cluster of cars as MX finally gets his way through into P5. Taravillo looking to the inside of Sumo. Sumo going to try and fight back to the inside. Can't quite find a way through, but the top 4 all within DRS of each other as we wait for lap 3. Sumo eyeing up the counter-attack in towards the final corner. Is he alongside? He is. They're going to run side by side in towards the final corner. It's going to be imperative who gets the better exit. You can just see 6 cars all within a couple of car lengths of each other. Taravillo just a spectator to all of this as MX is now on the defence. We have to go to AP though because he's eyeing up a move on Bumblebee. Sets the fast lap 32.578. Back to this fight because Sumo's on the outside. The fight for P5. MX on the inside. Is he going to try and claim the corner? He is. Sumo, can he get it around the outside? Going to go for the old switcheroo, but has to concede the corner in the end. Taravillo again just getting swamped up in these little battles. He's definitely got the pace once he gets in clean air, but he just needs to get it going. Yeah, he's all over the back of Sumo. You can definitely see he's got a lot more confidence in that car. Sumo going in a bit deep. That could invite Taravillo to go up the inside, but that was very close. Sumo goes off the track again. 3-second time penalty. DRS for Pals. Again, couldn't quite get up the inside of Bumblebee, but he's certainly eyeing up that move. Same story for Taravillo. Just these trains. Once you've got the DRS and slipstream to the person in front, Sumo very deep. That could allow Taravillo to get up the inside, but the walls are so close you can't risk it. He is going to go for it though, to the inside. It's then going to quickly become the outside for the next chicane. He's going to give him the space though, Sumo, and Taravillo, fair play around the outside. Sumo, they're going to keep him honest and come back at him. Kington wants to get involved in the action. He's running side by side with that with Taravillo again. Sumo remains ahead. There's just so many cars. So hard to keep on top of who's who and who's where. For Sumo P6, Taravillo P7, Kington 8th. Very close. Rick and Paus very close. Bumblebee now vulnerable because he's outside of that DRS range of Ghost. He pulls over to the left-hand side, having to defend. AP giving it a decent look around the outside, though. Sets up a fantastic exit, late apex. That's going to give him an absolute world of a boost as they head down the pit straight onto lap number 4. Pull him to the right-hand side. He's going to blitz past Ghost, the fastest lap. AP into second place. Rick eyeing up that move as well as he sets the fastest lap to the inside of turns number 1 and 2. Not quite. As we've got Sumo into the pit lane. Is that a wing change, perhaps, for him? He's going on to walk compound tyres soft. So yeah, unplanned pit stop, and it's going to be a front wing change. So unfortunate that he's made a mistake there. Bumblebee down to 3rd, AP up to 2nd. Can he win the race? Can he do it? If he's got the pace, he's certainly closing and just needs to get inside that 1 second range. Bumblebee now has the capacity to defend, but yeah, Ghost and AP and Rick all playing their ERS to absolute perfection. They know they're going to need it, and they know they cannot be left vulnerable. Rick though all over the place, and he's into the barrier. That is such a shame. Big crash as his front wing is completely gone. He's got a long way back to the pits as well. That's a lot of debris on the track. Lifeboat as well, and that's a safety car. So that is an absolute well, yeah, that is Rick's Christmas present gone, that safety car. He's not going to lose any places. He has to come into the pit lane, but at least he's not going to lose any major amount of time. You can just see how much he's struggling, even under the safety car delta. So yeah, Ghost leads. They're all going to queue up behind the safety car. Our first DNF. At least Davila won't be last. Yeah, shame for Rick. Certainly is. Just an awkward mistake, pushing a bit too hard to get past Bumblebee. Just complimenting him on his ERS management. Who's going to take this and come in? Ghost is in. AP stays out though. Interesting strategy. This isn't like it is in real life. There's going to be no red flag, so AP is going to remain on track. He's not going to be able to get a free pit stop under a red flag or anything like that. So Bumblebee 2nd, MX 3rd. Tyr stays out, of course. Ghost onto the medium tyres. Can they go to the end? Can they go to the end? We've seen an absolute masterclass from Ghost before. Speed, you know tyre management better than anyone else. Can he do that? Oh, not if he does things like that. Certainly not. Those cold tyres catching him out a little bit, and certainly a heart in the mouth moment for him. Taravillo onto the hards, a bit more confident, and he's done the exact same thing as Ghost. But this time he has gone to have Christmas dinner with Barry, and yeah, we'll lose a couple of places and have to come back into the pit lane. Rick, 3-second time limit for multiple warnings under a safety car. Rick. Clumsy mistakes from everyone. Taravillo seems to be struggling. Rick can't get through. That's going to be a shared frustration, or a frustration he can now understand from the other people. Taravillo just lets him through. Doesn't think to hold him up. He's going to lose that place anyway. But yeah, under safety car lap 5, probably going to be a couple of laps or so. Aston Martin. So we've got the green for the Christmas jumper race. Very nice. 3-second penalty for QB as well. Very easy to do because yeah, while the runoff isn't particularly big around Saudi, very easy to just make that slight cut. He can definitely, but this track will punish you on high tyre wear. Certainly so. Once they get to that cliff, they have reached that cliff, and you've got to be careful. So Ghost certainly on a nurse to the end. That's the thing though. Maybe he should have gone hards, so he can push and have that confidence in the tyres. Because even though he's on the mediums, sure they're going to be quicker, but he's got to nurse them quite a bit as to not end up on sort of the high tyre wears towards the end of the race. But we'll see. We'll find out. Ghost knows better than we do. Well, maybe not as better as you do. Certainly better than I do at this point. He's got his setup. He knows how good they are on the tyres. His driving style incredibly smooth. He's not taken a good 2-3 attempts at the steering wheel before taking it into the corner. So he certainly knows how to take care of the tyres. He's not one to particularly lock up quite often. So yeah, I've got faith in him. Wumax though up into P5. Good stuff from him. Of course, the 1, 2, 3 and 5 all yet to pit. Everyone else has come into the pit lane for their, of course, mandatory pit stop. If you are new to Formula 1, they have to change compound in the race. That's at least one stop. They have to go from soft to medium, soft to hard, hard to soft, medium to soft, you know, etc, etc. They have to change compound. They can't just go from, say, medium to medium or do all 3 stints on the softs. They have to change. They have to come into the pit lane. Otherwise, they get a hefty disqualification at the end of it. Taravillo, though, after a promising start from third on the grid, tumbled down in the early stages, then got bogged down in a battle with Sumo. Finds himself now 16th with Sumo 15th, ironically. So he's going to have to get through Sumo after all. But still, never over till it's over. Do not count anyone out of this race. Lap 6 of 25. Still a long way to go. AP will lead them round. This is an interesting strategy though, because the longer the safety car stays out, the closer these soft tyres are going to get to their pit window, and then they're going to have to come in. Will the benefit... I mean, that very easily could be a safety car. It's going to be a very high risk of a second safety car. So they've got to be careful. A lot have gone for mediums. Indeed, yeah. Pretty unanimously. In fact, even Taravillo has changed his mind and gone for the mediums. Because the longer the safety car stays out, it should be in this lap. I shouldn't imagine it stay out any longer. We'll find out very shortly. Yeah, shouldn't imagine it stays out any longer. Where's the timing line? Can't actually see it. Here we are then. Safety car in this lap, confirmed by race control. Paus becomes the effective safety car. He controls them, and he needs that good launch off that final corner. Late apex, control the pace. He does not want to be slipstreamed down in towards turn 1. Bumblebee second. He's going to be all over the rear end of Paus. I can't call them their team names. They're not in their team names. So you've got to refer to them exclusively by their names. Paus, you can see, weaving around, controlling the pace, backing everyone up until he finally decides to punch it. Does not want to get slipstream towards turn 1. Waiting, and he's caught him out. Great restart from Paus. Bumblebee reacts relatively well. So too does MX. They're going to be 3 abreast maybe in towards turn 1. Womack tying up and move for the podium to the outside of MX. Is he going to be letting off under brakes? MX even later as Tyr and Ghost is trying to eye up and move. Ghost too busy though. Caught up in a battle with Kington, trying to go around the outside. Does so. Still is side by side. But Kington backs out of that one in towards turns 5 and 6. AP perfect restart, nearly a second clear of Bumblebee already. Womack attempted the move for the podium. It certainly was a good attempt, a valiant effort. Picked himself up a 3-second penalty for multiple warnings instead. Though MX with a compromised run, maybe. Womack should eye up into the bank corner though. Tyr is coming at a rate of knots in towards the bank. Down the inside, Womack gives him the space, sort of scared off the circuit. But going for that high line, using a steeper banking just to control the car, keep that foot and keep that minimum speed up, and it has worked for him on this occasion. As pretty clean throughout the rest of the grid. Rick in P10, good stuff. Davler managing to make some progress up into P13, eyeing up Hartman. Can Davler get himself back inside the top 10 for his final race? That would be a good send-off. The best send-off would be a podium or a win, but you've got to set yourself your own little goals. After that poor start to the race, he's definitely got to just be realistic with it. But whatever happens, he's been an absolute pleasure to watch and commentate on. This is Ghost getting past Tyr. Pretty easy overtake. Though Tyr might be able to come back at him in towards the final corner. That's not going to be happening. Kington trying to eye up as well. This is Rick to the inside of Eat My Dust. Down the inside of the final corner. Around the outside. Tries Eat My Dust. He's going to come back at him down this pit straight. That slipstream. Beautiful stuff. Rick has been knocked out of it. Tinnor's trying to give him a helping hand. But Rick, very vulnerable. Keeping his nose in. He's 3/4 of a car alongside. Trying to claim the apex at the corner. But yeah, Eat My Dust stays ahead for the time being. Good effort from Rick, but not quite enough. MX on the back of Bumblebee. 2 seconds is Paus clear. So he's trying to use what little he's got left of the soft tyres to try and get away. But Ghost is incredibly quick. Womack's backing him up through the S section. That's the difference between those medium tyres and, of course, Ghost compared to Womack's and on those soft, worn compound tyres. Though it's so one line through those corners, you cannot look to the inside, you'll just get turned across straight away as Rick and Max are going side by side. Rick having to defend, claims the corner. Eat My Dust and Tinos going side by side. Eat My Dust going to come back at him, he goes from a defence to attack. And it's going to be the inside for the next chicane. He's going to chuck one to the inside, claim the corner. Tinos is going to try it around the outside, stays ahead. Eat My Dust gives him the room, so great respect from all of these drivers. We're getting some spectacular racing to the inside. Ooh, that was very close. Very fine margins and could have very easily ended in tears as Rick blitzes past one of them. Could it even be two? Goes to the inside, not quite enough under brakes in order to maintain that one. But Ghost getting all sorts of squirrely in towards the DRS zone. And he goes trying to get a move on Wumax, but he's got to turn offense into defense as Tyr now looks to the outside. Not quite going to materialise for him if he can keep his foot in around the outside. Not quite. He's going to tuck into the slipstream though as MX gets the move on Bumblebee. Bumblebee tucking into the slipstream. In fact, no, he's not. Into the pit lane already as he gets a 5-second penalty, but the pit lane's there. Not quite sure where he's got a 5-second penalty if the pit entry line is so far in front. That's certainly strange to me. Yeah, AP, dominant lead so far. He needs to stretch his legs over Ghost to not lose too much time. And hope that Ghost has to come in for a second stop. And he's got, what is that, 5 seconds, pretty much dead on to Ghost at the moment. But Ghost's only got 2 more cars to clear, and then he's in free air to Paus, and he's, yeah, Wumax not even fighting this one. Pulls to the right hand side, says, off you go Ghost, I'm not in your race today, and lets him go on his merry way back into the podium places for probably the net race leader after MX and Paus have to come into the pit lane. Yellow flags through sector 2. We've got a spinner. Is that Bumblebee? No, it's Eat My Dust. That is a shame. He's lost his front wing, and yeah, he's going to be tumbling down. Well, he's already in last place, or close to last place, after a good battle with a couple of people. Found himself in the wall, as we always say. Saudi, very fast. It's probably too fast for its own good. It's too tight for the amount of speed you can carry through this corner. Yeah, that is a prime example of it. A big crash. Rick managed to get up to P5 at the expense of probably a good 3 or 4 other people as they find themselves all in the barrier. Sumo going to the outside of Max. Brilliant move if he can make it stick. Max going to claim the corner, try and just open up the steering angle. He gets boxed in though. Kington makes Sumo have to dart to the inside, and Max settles in front of him. No full course yellow. I'm super surprised at that. We're going to see a lot of cars dart into the pit lane, but Sumo to the left hand side on Max, not quite going to be able to go for it. But yeah, that's how close that Saudi can bite back a lot of the time. As you can see, how many people did we lose? We lost Kington to Eat My Dust, all in that little skirmish. Eat My Dust already back into the pit lane. Oh no, that was from his spin earlier on. He's only just managed to get back to the pit lane. Rick on the back of Wumax. Those fresh medium tyres compared to the worn softs should be a pretty easy affair for him. Ghost on MX2. Lap 10 of 25, approaching halfway through. 16 laps left of this race. Fight for P2. But yeah, Paus has made the most of this restart. He's absolutely fine in clear air. Shows the pace he had got if he hadn't bottled that final lap in qualifying. Looking to impress for the Saudi Arabians. Rick on the back of the Bulgarian in towards the very fast and flowing left-right chicane. You've got to keep that foot planted, but you do not want that car to be unsettled. Brilliant exit from Rick before the DRS is even opened. Go to the right-hand side. Wumax defending. Sumo's out of the race. That's a big crash. A very easy mistake to do. Is that going to be a full course yellow? Indeed it is. It's a safety car for the second time. Where did it happen? On the run in towards sector 3, I'm assuming. Yeah, easy mistake to make. And into the barrier he went, and that's his race over. That's worked beautifully for Paus. He's going to come in. Same for MX. Who else is coming in? Rick's coming in. He's coming in for a fresh set of mediums. Wumax as well. That works well for him. Yeah, Paus is going to come out in P2. Brilliant stuff from AP. Yeah, he's brought himself right into contention here. Ghost has been forced to stay out, of course, to take the lead. Can't risk getting bogged down in traffic. He's just got to take these tyres to the end. QB, it's a race between him and AP. AP's got it. Yes. Oh, side by side, bit of contact. That could be a 5-second penalty for the pair of them. Hopefully it won't be. And race control have a bit of common sense. That's just how dodgy the pit lane is. But yeah, Paus managing to retain P2. That was very close between himself and QB. MX 4th. Wumax P5. Good stuff considering he started probably, what was it, 15th. Yeah, Ghost manages to get their clear air back, but remember, he's got those 5-lap old mediums. Of course, this safety car period allows him to nurse them a little bit better. And it's not going to be a couple of laps where he's going full speed, so saves him a couple of percent for the end of the race, where he's definitely going to have a showdown with AP. Going to be absolutely brilliant. AP, I believe his highest championship finishing position is P3, which he's done on a number of occasions. Never quite managed to get inside the top 2, as T gets a 5-second penalty for corner cutting, which is strange. Where's corner cut? Oh, probably turn 2. Gets another 3 seconds for corner cutting as well. How many penalties is he up to? 17. Quite a lot. Quite a lot. Even better for AP. Yeah, exactly. Got those fresh tyres. Dabbler's been, again, brought into the mix. Back onto the back of Hartmann. Yeah, close battle. Good race so far. Very action-packed, very dramatic as well. Hopefully we can get some more good racing. Fingers crossed we can have a dramatic finish. Hopefully it's not going to be a dominant display from someone. Fair play to them if they go for it, but the Christmas jumper race, we do want a bit of a Tira switch to elite, and it's evident. Well, no surprise there, but fair play. To be fair, it's things like these that are the perfect opportunity to practice. You know, nothing at risk, nice and chilled out. You can just come and practice, and yeah. Halfway through now, as we start lap 12. We're not exactly halfway through, but close to. As Bumblebee comes in, again another driver who started the race pretty well, but just fell back, and he's retired. He's retired in the pit lane. He's given up despite being under a safety car. That is a big shame. So we've lost 3 drivers, now down to 14 runners. Tino and Taravilla. That is a good. That is weird. What they're hoping for then is for a prolonged safety car period. How many did Palfs do? He did, what was it? Did 11, 12 on the softs? And with lighter fuel, I mean, they could do it. If they nurse these tyres, they could well do it. It's a risk, but could work out for them. They'll get a good launch off the restart. Could probably make up a couple of positions on WooMax and MX. They've kept it clean. No penalties as of yet. If this safety car stays out maybe one more lap, if we wait for it won't. Tira will catch up. So it's going to be in this lap probably. They're going to have to do what, 13 laps on the softs? It's doable, but it's going to be very tough. Very, very tough. I'm curious now. This is an interesting strategy. Of course, the difference in tyre wear between Palfs and Ghost will certainly become evident in a couple of laps' time. At the moment, they're probably going to be quite equal on pace. But yeah, Taravilla and Tinos, they're going to have a stellar restart. They're really going to drop off towards the end, but it's doable. Yeah, that's a strange one. Should be safe to go on this lap. We'll find out any minute now, any second now. What do you think, Speed? You're the master of strategy. Is it doable? Safety car is in this lap, so they're going to have to do from lap 13 to the end on those softs, unless they're making a second stop. Probably preempting another safety car, to be fair. And more people are going to come into the pit lane. They can make that free stop. It's certainly an unorthodox strategy. We turn our attention to the front because Ghost controlling the pace, weaving around left to right, making sure that those tyres are in pristine condition to manage to ward off the attack from AP and QB off this restart. AP has not managed to keep it clean. He's got 3 seconds. Ghost has managed to keep it clean, and they need to maximise this exit. You can see Ghost really going slowly, below 50 miles an hour, keeping it around that 50 mark, weaving. You can just see every car within one shot. When is he going to punch it? AP needs to be ready. He needs to be ready. He's gone. He's not reacted particularly well, but Ghost has got a bit of a snap. 4 attempts between the two. MX trying to make the most and get himself back onto the podium in towards turn 1 for the first time. AP still warming up those tyres. Down the inside goes MX. Gets his stop just in time as to not run into the back of AP. Ghost leads from Palfs, from MX, QB and WooMax your top 5 with Tinos already making moves. Taravilla getting swamped. Max forcing Rick to the inside. There's contact there. Both have been sent into the wall. Taravilla says thank you very much. Rick comes back onto the track. Taravilla goes around the outside. That certainly scared him. and Kington gets himself up a position as well. So Tinos and Taravillo making steady progress. Wumax going for the switch back on QB, maybe in towards the bank, and they can go side by side. Here comes Wumax to the left hand side. Rick's out of the race to the inside. Yellow flag's probably stopping and making that move, but Tinos says thank you very much all the way around the outside using those soft tyres. Beautiful move from Tinos to get himself inside the top 5. Is Taravillo going to pounce on this opportunity as well? Probably. But unfortunately not quite close enough in order to do so. Beautiful move from Tinos, opportunistic there as you'd like. It gets a good run and might even go for QB up into the top 4 already. Tinos has got some absolutely blistering pace on those softs. He needs to get them to the end though. He needs to be wary of what he's doing. Our attention turns to the front because Ghost and Paus separate by just 0.3 of a second. Paus on those fresh soft medium compound tyres I should say, compared to the slightly worn 7-lap old medium compound tyres of Ghost. It was a beautiful move, and that just shows the difference in lines you can take around that banking. You stick it around the outside, you keep that fit, and that minimum speed is keeping you going. Beautiful stuff. As Paus trying to eye up a move for the race lead using that ERS. He's got that slipstream. Is he close enough to go for an offence in towards turn 1? Not quite. Going to wait for the DRS perhaps on the next lap. As Wumax going to the inside of QB, it's going to be a very late lunge. Look to the inside, bit of contact. Yeah, Wumax been sent around. Big crash as well because Taravillo, I think, got caught up in that. And a lot of cars having to take to the runoff area. Taravillo getting caught up in that. Is that Davila getting, managing to get inside the top 10? No contact for him. And that is, again, just a lot of cars in a short span. Just a short space of track. And that's what happens. Unfortunately, Saudi Arabia, not the kindest of circuits in the world. But the top 2 comfortably lead 1.3 from MX. Tinos should be starting to make some indents on MX. Hopefully he's going to start to make some indents on MX and see if he can get himself onto the podium. 2.5 tenths between Ghost and Paus. In towards the quick left-right flick, you can just see Ghost has so much more confidence through there, despite having the older tyres. Still able to maximise that exit. Eat My Dust practically pushing Kington through. He wants an eye up at the top 6. Goes to the inside. The gap opens up. Fair play to him. Opportunistic. And up the inside, those soft compound tyres carrying him through with that grip. Kington, not with much else to say about that. Ghost is a great defender as well. He really is. You can put as much pressure as you'd like on him. He will not crack at all. So Paus definitely got his work cut out for him. Tinos fast slap 32.130 on those softs. Certainly pushing, trying to catch up to the podium places. As Davila's into the pit lane once more, probably for a wing change. Yeah, his final race really not going his way. Paus getting it wrong through turn 5. That's not going to help him. He is going to benefit of the DRS though, this time around towards the banking. Just needs to maximise this exit. Brilliant stuff. Gets it pinned. DRS open, using his ERS. Both of them saving it pretty well. But not quite close enough. That run to the banking not quite long enough. With the tight and twistiness beforehand. You can't quite get close enough to maximise that run as much as you'd like. QB, fallen victim to Eat My Dust. So yeah. Despite it being Taravillo and Tinos the ones to watch on the softs, it's now Eat My Dust and Tinos who are sort of carving their way through the field. Always QB taps the wall, turning a bit too early, has to take to the runoff. He's probably got to concede that position, and Kington, yeah, around the outside, things you'd like it. AP versus Ghost, still going at it. AP trying to mount that pressure as much as he can. He's going to have the DRS towards the final corner. Is he going to want to go for the move though? He's probably just going to wait for that pit straight. Wants it to be quite an easy move. Ghost going defensive, probably didn't need to. That means Paus can set up another late apex. That's going to give him an absolutely stellar run down this pit straight. Coupled with DRS and the ERS, he's eyeing up the move for the race lead. Ghost going defensive. Is it going to be all in vain though? Because Paus is going for the move and he is ahead before the corner. And Ghost, maybe he's going to send one to the inside. Breaks late, not quite late enough. And Paus into the race lead. It's a patience track. Going 2 and 3 wide in most places will cost someone fun to drive. They're definitely, yeah, Ghost is certainly good. Can he launch a counter attack if Paus makes a mistake? Used to be known for how prone he was to making mistakes. Definitely refined his act a little bit more. But Ghost, as long as he can keep it in the DRS range, should still be a force to be reckoned with. DRS towards the banking. Paus using his ERS sort of just to defend. Taravillo, fresh softs into 10th, 18 seconds off the nearest car though, so all eyes are on these two. Is Paus going to blitz away? Are those softs good enough? Well, not the softs, the mediums, the fresher tyres. because my head just always links the softs and fresher tyres together. Yeah, certainly. Ghost, he's... Yeah, I mean, we saw how quick Palps was in clean air. Even on those worn softs, he kept, you know, pulling and pulling and pulling. But once Ghost is latched onto you, he does not go away. He keeps you there. He locks onto you as if you've got some sort of tow hook on your rear diffuser. He's got the DRS as well. That's going to aid him. 3 DRS zones really keeping him in check towards the final corner. He's going to have to set up and move very close to the rear end of Palps. Is it going to be a simple DRS overtake? Palps a little bit squirmy off the final corner. Not going to help his run. Going defensive already to the left-hand side as Ghost is coming at a rate of knots. Which way is he going to go? Inside or outside? It's going to be inside. He hasn't quite got the run that Palps had, but he is ahead before the corner and gets himself back into the race lead. Eat my dust. The 30.9 sets the fast lap on those softs. So Ghost, despite nursing some older tyres and keeping it clean in terms of penalties, has managed to get himself back in front of AP. The Tinos and probably Eat My Dust already struggling on those softs. They've still got a long way to go to get them to the end though. Going to be a good fight between AP and Ghost. Hopefully we can get some actual side-by-side action and not just them getting past with DRS down the pit straight. Hopefully they can give us a little bit more in terms of action. Here's Rematch on the back of QB. Both of them have made mistakes in this race. Both of them have had to come in for premature pit stops in this race. QB a little bit slow. This is going to allow Rematch to go for the run towards the banking. It's only for PA, but Rematch gets himself ahead. Every position counts. But yeah, back to the front. 3/10 between them. They are not letting each other go. Seems whoever's behind is the quicker car. You might have the pace, but you just can't get away because that car behind has just got the DRS, it's got the slipstream, and they're both pretty equal in terms of ERS management at the moment. They just don't want to fall into that trap that MX, frankly enough, often falls into. You can see 22% for him. Eyeing up a move to the inside for Palps, making Ghost defend, means that he can get a better run. But Ghost, 4/10. It's a wider gap for Palps to make up. You can see Ghost already going defensive, covering off that inside line. Palps closing and closing and closing to the right-hand side. He hasn't quite got the overwhelming run. Ghost going to come back at him. Blake under brakes to the inside. Doesn't quite get it stopped, but manages to stop it enough for turn 2. Palps going to try and go for the double switcheroo. Ghost retains the race lead. Beautiful defense from the Brit, from the 3-time champion. He knows how to defend. Palps very close. Under braking for turn number 4 and 5. Really, really closing that gap. And just trying to pile the pressure on. Very close towards the banking as well. He's got another chance with DRS in towards Ghost. Going defensive. Probably he doesn't need to. He really does not need to because Palps not even using his ERS. Ghost obviously doesn't know that. He wants to cover off every possible opportunity, but Palps definitely could have gone for that if he really wanted to. But he wants an easier time of it. Lap 18 of 25. 8 laps left to go in this Christmas jumper race. And even though it means nothing, we've definitely got a tight fight for the race victory between these two icons of the championship. To the inside, maybe. Palps practically pushing him through these tight and twisty corners. You take a lot of this track flat out, and in the dirt, yeah, that can be very sketchy indeed. DRS in towards the final corner. It's just going to allow Palps to close that gap, bridge it a little bit more. It's the exit off the final corner that he's interested in. Is he in fact going to go for the move to the inside? Makes Ghost think. But he has to maximise this exit. Ghost definitely looking in his mirrors. The gap 3/10. It was a 10th less than it was a lap previously. And he's certainly going to make an easier time of it this time around. Ghost going defensive, but Palps just going to blitz through. Takes the race lead once more. And again, the race leaders change. Again, on to lap 19. It's Palps from Ghost. MX in third with TRM Eat My Dust in P4. Yeah, Tinos has abandoned this strategy. Is it for tyres or is it for a front wing? I think they are prepping a front wing in their pit box. Yeah, it was a mistake from him. And not him stopping because of his tyres. But yeah, certainly he's going to go for softs to the end. Palps managing to open up a good gap through the first sector though. Needs to start pushing if he wants to get outside the 1 second range. But Ghost gets the DRS, it allows him to close probably another couple of tenths. Needs to keep it within 1 second before they get to the next DRS zone. That's going to be the crucial one for Ghost. Cannot let Palps get out of his sight, but as the laps draw on, the more wear Ghost gets. Of course, Palps also, his tyres are going to be wearing, but because of the 6 lap gradient between the two, Ghost, he's going to hit that cliff a lot earlier than Palps. No further action on track. No one really close. We've got Davler on the back of Taravillo. 1 second between the two. Taravillo, one of only 3 drivers to keep it clean so far with no penalties. Ghost has kept it inside the 1 second range. He's got now 4 tenths, 3 tenths as they go to the final corner. And you can see the closing speed under braking really giving it his absolute all. 4 tenths between the two. Is it enough to go for the move? Paus to the left hand side. It's pretty much deja vu every lap. There's space on the inside and the outside. Is Ghost going to go for it? He's going to fill the inside, try and claim the corner. Is Paus going to go for it around the outside? He brakes late, but once again Ghost brakes later. Paus going to try and go for the double switcheroo, is he? But can't get the car bit in. So Ghost comfortably back into the race lead after braking incredibly late in order to claim that corner. And Paus not willing to go for the move around the outside. Stellar fight between the two. Yeah, Ghost, he nickname should be Checo Perez, but you saw there, Paus tapping the wall, knocked his rhythm all the way through this, and just look at how much time he lost through that one corner, that one mistake, turning a fraction of a second too early. Tapped the wall, hopefully no damage to his front left end plate, and they can carry on fighting for the remainder of this race. Davila on the back of Taravillo as well, to fight for P8, though Davila has got a penalty. He's going to want to get himself one position higher in his final race for APPF1 for the foreseeable future. Hopefully we can see him back in a hasty amount of time. Not going to be the same without him for sure. Through the left, through the right, Paus still giving it his absolute everything. Oh, very easy mistake to make. You saw there, well held from Paus. Just clipped the curb a little bit, the car raised up. As soon as that the amount of air rushes under the car, it just lifts it up a little bit too much, makes it unstable. The cars have very, very optimal windows. They've got to be very fine. And one sudden change, one raise, and it all goes wrong. Paus closing, not quite closing enough. Eat My Dust is on the back of MX though. MX going defensive. Got a good run as he's committed to the outside, not even tucking into the toe. He's going to go for the move inside of turn 2. MX turns across him, gives him a squeeze, bit of contact, and MX stays ahead for the foreseeable future. But Eat My Dust, 10 lap old softs, and he's still pestering the Season 2 Tier 1 champion. Yeah, Paus, good save. Yeah, certainly is feeling the pressure. That's the difference. That's why Ghost has got so many championships under his belt. He keeps composure in these situations. He's not the quicker of the two, but he's composed, he's breathing, he's calm. He knows exactly where to put the car in order to stay ahead. Paus gets past, he says, okay, that's fine, I'll get you back on the next straight. Whereas Paus pushing really hard, trying to put that pressure on him, and he just does not crack at all. Taravillo, again, similar mistake to Paus, messed up one corner, ruined his rhythm, and now Davila towards the outside of the bank, and we've seen it done before. Who's later on the brakes? It's going to be Taravillo, but Davila keeping his foot in, wheel to wheel, around the banking, and Davila gets ahead. They're still going to be side by side as they go through this very tight, twisty, flat out section towards the next chicane. Davila's on the inside, Taravillo on the outside. Who's going to come out on top? Giving each other an absolute wide berth of room, but Davila just about edging his nose ahead. Taravillo going to come back at him around the outside, got the overspeed. It's then the inside for the next chicane. Is it? He's back ahead. Great racing between the two. Love to see that. But our attention turns to the front, because in towards turns 1 and 2, Ghost manages to stay ahead. MX under pressure from TRM. He's going to dart to the inside of turns 1. Going to be the outside of 2. He's going to use those soft tyres. MX gives him the squeeze, but gives him the space. Most importantly, still wheel to wheel on the run towards turn 4 and 5. Eat My Dust ahead. Well, MX ahead, in fact. Turns across. Eat My Dust. Fair play to him. It's a fast corner. And Eat My Dust was just marginally too far behind in order to make that move stick. And Taravillo and Davila trading places, because in comes Davila again. Is that for a wing change? Did they make some contact? Not entirely sure. As Eat My Dust towards the bank and can't quite get past MX. 22 of 25. Only a few laps left of the 2021 APPF1 year. Again, another tap to the wall for AP. Hopefully it doesn't damage his wing, but surely at one point it's got to. He's pushing way too hard, using a lot of ERS. So is Ghost. Both of them draining their battery. Eat My Dust gets ahead. MX going to fight back, is he? No, can't quite. And Eat My Dust definitely got the pace too. Both of them running low on ERS. 9 tenths between Ghost and Paus. Ghost is really settled in. Tier predicting rain. Oh wow, I didn't even notice he's on the inters. Yeah, well, if there wasn't such a close fight at the front, we'll definitely take a look at him. Here's MX to the outside. He's late under brakes. Soars around the outside, as I think Eat My Dust wants the DRS benefit. Similar to Paus, but he's not quite close enough, so he's not going to waste his ERS. Eat My Dust did get the benefit of the DRS, but he's a little bit too far back in order to mount a challenge. In towards turn 1, he's going to brake as late as he can. MX on a compromised line, not quite sure why he defended that. Allowed TRM to close the gap. House 5/10 between himself and Ghost. Once he does get in front though, he has got 3 seconds to close. Back in for Slicks, I think Tier's given up that affair. Ghost certainly is nursing these tyres. 17 laps he's done on those, and he's still got a further 2.5 left to go. Really is doing well to keep these alive, but I think there's going to be one point where he does hit the cliff. He's had, he's had a safety car to nurse them a little bit, so they're not going to be as bad as they perhaps could be. Eat My Dust and MX going side by side through the banking. MX though, keeping his foot in, using that steeper gradient on the outside to keep his foot in, keep the car pinned, and it does work. Yeah, props to Ghost, props to Palf as well. Both of them have kept those tyres in a nice window. Both of them have kept it respectful as well. And it's just been trading places down that pitch straight. Hopefully we can get some nice action down the in towards turns 1 and 2, and then keep it side by side all the way through 3, 4, 5 and 6. That would be something. Using his ERS down in towards the final corner, closing at a rate of knots. Is it going to be enough in order to mount on the challenge? He's going to go to the inside late under brakes, but he's going to back out of it because he knows the benefit of the DRS heavily outweighs getting the move done. Bit of a tap to the wall, but he's got the gap. He's got the DRS. He's got the slipstream. Ghost certainly going to be looking in his mirrors. He's closing, but again, not enough. On to the penultimate lap of this race. Ghost goes defensive. It's going to allow Palf to launch onto the outside. He's going to set up the double cutback. Not quite sure why Ghost defended that. Again, allowed Palf to close the gap. MX to the inside of TRM. This is a stellar fight for both the race win and for the podium place. MX knows he's kept it clean, but he certainly wants the position on track just in case he gets himself a penalty. And they're fighting very, very, very hard for it indeed. Fair play to Ghost. Whatever happens from now, it's an incredible stint indeed. As Palf gets himself another 3-second time penalty, that's heartbreaking for him. In fact, could be vulnerable to losing his place to MX. They're 5.9 behind, so MX could be in a shout for P3 or P2 here even. But yeah, Ghost is not cracked under pressure at all, and it looks increasingly likely that he is going to get the win. But good effort from Palf to at least try and put some pressure on. Davila sets the fast lap. He's P10 at the moment, 6 seconds off TTV Max. His final race, he's going to get a top 10 and a fastest lap for his troubles. Yeah, certainly. DRS for Palf once more. He's closing on the run towards the final corner. Both of them absolutely exhausted. Both of their tyres are going to be absolutely exhausted. AP looking to the inside, trying to pick Ghost off. Once more setting up that late apex. A little bit too wide though. That lockup not helping him one bit. DRS for Palf. He's closed it and opened it again. It just isn't closing enough. As we go on to the final lap of this race, there's going to be a run to the line between the two. Eat My Dust under pressure from MX. Oh, he dummies to the inside. MX going to claim the corner, is he? He's ahead before it. And up into P3. And Eat My Dust going to try and go for the switcheroo. 9/10 between Palf and Ghost. He's got one more lap in order to hang on for that victory for the final race of 2021. They've fought very hard for this. Both deserve it. But Ghost defends his keeping it clean through this entire race, not extending the track more than 3 times. You've got to give it to him. And MX might even find himself getting P2, provided he doesn't get a penalty on this final lap. Eat My Dust going to try and come back at him, use everything he's got left in the battery. That run to the banking, not enough. And Palf, yeah, he's fallen off a little bit. 1.7 is the gap. Has he got some front wing damage? Or is he just falling off a little bit? Ghost. Yeah, he's found something. He's gone into overdrive on this last lap. Giving it absolutely everything. Eat My Dust trying to close the gap to MX. He's in 3rd place. Who's going to win it on track? It's going to be Ghost. He's got only one more sector left to go. Is he going to bottle it? Well, never say never. Still close between who's going to get on the podium on track. Practically pushing him is Eat My Dust in towards the penultimate corner. Going to dart one to the inside. MX gives him the space. He's got the DRS. He's got the on-track position. MX going to tuck him behind. He's going to try and go for the move in towards the final corner. Is he got absolutely nothing in the battery? But if we turn our attention to Ghost, 3-time sprint champion, 2-time runner-up in Tier 1. He wins the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix, the Christmas jumper race. Palf's in 2nd. It's going to be P3 at the end of it. Eat My Dust comes home in P4. MX 2nd. Great drive from him. Great drive from Ghost. They're very dominant. Well, I say dominant, but those tyres were hanging on towards the end, and he did so well in order to keep them alive. Tinos will come home in P6. Good drive from him. Just not the charge to the front we would have hoped off that safety car restart. Hartman doing it for America across the line, loses his tyre for good measure, but comes home P7. Taravillo probably could have had a good shot of the race win today, just wasn't quite on the consistency of Ghost and Powers and MX, and everyone inside the top 4 definitely had a good shot, and they all did incredibly well to do so. Across the line for Taravillo, who slows down just a little bit just to celebrate. P8 for him as Max comes home in P9. A few seconds later. Top 10 for his final race. We'll stay on board as he finishes off his final run to the line. It's been a good stint, and it's not his final one, but for the foreseeable future we say goodbye to him. But top 10, and I believe it was the fastest lap in the end for him. It was. So, not bad at all. And QB, and then Wumax waiting for him. He's doing some donuts to celebrate on the line. Good way to end off the year. Still waiting for Tir. Might get him on the line if Wumax doesn't hurry up. But I'm not sure he's bothered. 12th and 13th make no difference to him. And he gets the move on just to be safe. Oh no, Tir's already finished. Yeah, Tir's lap. So Wumax comes in P12. Yeah, we thought so. We thought so. That tapped the wall. Thought so. It might have been that. Yeah, I thought it would have been that tap that you just turned too early for turn 4, and then had to nurse at home. It didn't. There wasn't any visible damage. That must have been quite minor. But yeah, around such a aerodynamically demanding track such as Saudi, you've got to have every bit of grip that you can. But our final race, our Christmas jumper race here in Saudi Arabia, it was Ghost from pole to flag. Does not tell the whole story though, and he wins the final race of 2021. MX, a stellar drive for P2, keeping it clean, similar to Ghost, no penalties, and managed to pip AP on the line due to penalties, who finishes P3. Still a position up, but without wing damage, probably had a good shot at the race victory. Emo Dust, P3 on track. P4 come the timing sheets with Kington. P5, Tinos P6 with Hartman doing it for USA in P7. Taravillo P8, probably could have had a lot more promise, but the pace was there. And it could be looking forward to 2022. TTV Max P9 with Davila in 10th for his final race, along with fastest lap. QBP 11 with Wumax P12. The Bulgarian definitely takes my pick for the best livery of tonight. Tier P13 with the DNFs of Rick, Bumblebee, Sumo and Lifebelt. All of our Dutchies retired. Yeah, no Dutch driver finished this race, which take that as you will. But yeah, a good effort from all drivers, a good year from all of our drivers. Been great to see the progress that APPF1 has taken. We've introduced the Tier 1 and 2 championship. We've had 5 seasons of sprint championships as well. Ghost has won 3 of them somehow, with Scott and Ted the other 2. But yeah, a great year. It's been my absolute pleasure to commentate over it, or at least a good portion of it, and certainly cannot wait to see you all in the new year for Season 6 of the Sprint, Season 4 of the Tier 1 Championship, and I think Season 2 of the Tier 2 Championship as well. It's going to be great, certainly cannot wait, but in the meantime, enjoy your holidays, enjoy your Christmas, Merry Christmas to everyone, and it's been an absolute pleasure. I've been Zach Swinney, this has been APPF1, and I'll see you in the new year. Bye bye.